Real truth daily. This is Daily Truths with Dave Ahlman.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Daily Truths. What are two obstacles to a deeper trust in God? We're in Matthew chapter 17. And remember, Jesus has been on the Mount of Transfiguration, took Peter, James, and John with him. They come down the mountain. There was this man whose son was possessed by a demon, and as a result of that, had epileptic seizures. He asked the disciples to cast the demon out, and they couldn't. Then Jesus did. And then we pick up verse 19, and Jesus rebuked the demon, and it came out of him, and the boy was healed instantly. Verse 19. Now, then the disciples came to Jesus privately and said, "Why could we not cast this demon out?" And Jesus said to them, "Because of your little faith." Now, there's two things that was an obstacle to the disciples carrying out what they needed to do. Now, remember, Jesus had given them power to cast out demons before and to heal people and even to raise the dead. And now, in this instance, they couldn't cast out the demon. So listen to what the disciples said here. Here's reason number one why there's obstacles to a deeper trust in the Lord. The disciples said, "Why couldn't we cast this demon out?" Do you hear that? They were depending on themselves instead of the power of God. How come we couldn't do it? They were relying on them, not Jesus. So that's one reason. The second reason was Jesus said, because your lack of faith. So their faith was not deeply rooted in the power of God. It was tinged and tainted by doubt. Now, there we have, my friends, the two obstacles to a deeper trust in God. Many times when there are obstacles in front of us that are difficult and challenging, we rely on ourselves instead of the power of God to get through it, right? And so when we're relying on ourselves, our faith needs to be lifted up on the Lord, appropriating his promises, leaning on his strength instead of our own, and saying, "God, help me, give me your strength." And a lot of times we are walking in our own strength and our own power instead of the power of God. So that's one of the obstacles to a deeper trust in God, is we rely on ourselves too much and not enough on God. Secondly, our faith is often tainted by doubt. In Mark chapter 9, we have the same story where this man came to Jesus and said, "If you can do anything, make my son well." And Jesus said, "If I can, anything is possible for those who believe." And what did the man say? He said, "Lord, I believe, help my unbelief." That's us. A lot of times, our faith rooted in the promises of God is tainted by doubt. And we need to say the same thing that this man said in Mark chapter 9. Same story, a different concept, but same story. In that scenario, recorded in the book of Mark, he said, "Lord, I believe, but a lot of times my faith is tainted by doubt." We can say the very same thing. So we say, "Lord, remove my doubt, strengthen my faith, help me to believe in the promises that you give me in your word, and remove any doubt that I have in my trust relationship with you." So there you go. Two obstacles to relying on the promises of God, to deepening our trust. Number one, we rely on ourselves too much instead of the power of God. And number two, a lot of times our faith is tainted by doubt. Now, tomorrow, we're going to be talking about something that I think is very appropriate and something that is very much a part of our culture today, especially in the Christian realm, right? We're going to be talking about, well, what happens when we're told if your faith is strong enough, you're going to be made well, or if your faith is strong enough, you're going to get the promotion. If your faith is strong enough, everything in your life is going to go well. Because listen to what Jesus says, and we're going to be talking about this tomorrow. "For truly I say to you, if you have faith like a grain of mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, 'Move from here to there,' and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you." So a lot of times when things don't happen in our lives like we think they should, people tell us, "Well, your faith isn't strong enough." We're going to be talking about that tomorrow. So it's going to be an episode you don't want to miss. All right. So again, what are two obstacles to a deeper trust in God? Number one, relying on ourselves. And number two, our faith being tainted by doubt. All right. Have a great day in the Lord Jesus Christ, and we'll see you tomorrow. And that is today's Daily Truth.
Thank you for tuning in to Daily Truths with Dave Ahlman. Pastor Dave Ahlman is the pastor of Mount Hope Church in Boulder, Colorado. If this ministry is blessing you, please consider supporting us by sharing this channel with a friend. You can also like, comment, subscribe, or leave a review. This helps us tremendously. Come back tomorrow for your next Daily Truth.